the kick is away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And it will come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You're down 3 under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting into field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
That's complete to a speedy Lyle Goodwin. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Mariota on first down. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Reception here by Ruggs. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. First and 10. Here's Mariota. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
Intercepted. The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's second and 3. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Joe Reed returning. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a first and 10, just shy of the 30. He'll hand off here to Eckler. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Ball carrier.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. Operating from the gun. Herbert. This to Arnold on the short pass. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
To Dan Arnold.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
From the gun, Herbert on third down. And that will be incomplete.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses glasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
Here's Ty Long now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Taken in at the 11. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
On second down now, it's Patterson, and he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Patterson on the carry. After getting this one across the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards on
Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Here's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying under double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Raiders.
Running is Jacobs. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Josh Jacobs.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Mariota. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Jerry Tillery. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Third down. 3rd and long.
3rd and long here for Mariota. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. It's Eckler again. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
The ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long. They'll try the air now with Herbert. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion. So one first down on that drive, and that's it. Forced to take the deep shot on third down and couldn't hit it. Now they have to punt this one away.
On is the punter long here as he sends this one away. Yards. Well done on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 47-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. 24. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Going deep here for Allen. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And he will bring this across midfield to the 49-yard line. And Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Following the interception here, Mariota. He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. is Marcus Mariota with his third touchdown pass of the afternoon. And once again, the Raiders are back out in front. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the fourth quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
Been a great game, and we are not done yet. Here's Reed. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. Escaping, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Olivier Vernon coming in with some force for the sack that time. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward.
Coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
41-yard line.
They'll run on first down. It's Jacobs. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line.
James.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. Mariota now. He's got a first down, much more inside the 20. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete. There defensively was Nasir Adderley making a nice play.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On second down, it's Jacobs, and he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The Raiders on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Mariota. Well, look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. His 3rd reception. It's David Arnett picking it off. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And they'll get this out quickly to Goodwin. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively you've got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well.
Raiders.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. A shotgun handoff to Patterson. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Brought down.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Throwing here, Mariota over the middle, and it's incomplete. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver, and now it's 3rd down.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Mariota to throw. And that is incomplete. And that went off the mark a little late with a throw. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that'll make this a 7-point game. But from a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Charger drive about to get going. They're down here in a one-score game. But the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And that's into the hands of Eckler. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And they're left looking at 3rd and 8 after the second down pass play only went for 2. Now Herbert. Flushed out right. And he can't get through. He's taken down. Max Crosby in there to drop him as that clock continues to run.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So they'll quickly now signal for the timeout. And it's definitely not looking good, but at least they'll have one final play to hope for that miracle and get him in the end zone. One last throw here for Herbert. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long.